On the 26th of July 1989, 16-year-old Fawn Cox was a Kansas City, Missouri resident who had finished her shift as a cashier at the Worlds of Fun amusement park. When she returned home, she went straight to her upstairs bedroom to go to sleep at 11 o'clock at night, knowing she had to work the following day. It was muggy, and Fawn was the only one sleeping on the second floor that night. Her little sister Felisa, who normally shares the bedroom, decided to sleep next to an air conditioner on the main floor downstairs to stay cool. In the morning, her alarm went off. It had been blaring for some time, so her mother and sister decided to investigate. Felisa went over and shook her, telling her to come on, get up. The moment she started shaking her, she realised to her horror that she was no longer alive and had been gone for some time. She had been violated and choked. The police were contacted and collected evidence from the crime scene, including an old military-style hat that was accidentally left behind by the attacker. No one in the family heard anything suspicious that night because the cooling units were quite noisy. But Felisa remembers the family dog being agitated. That was brushed off because the dog was pregnant. There were no loud screams and little signs of struggle before her life was taken. The perpetrator would have snuck in through the window at the rear of the house by climbing onto a porch that led to the second floor where Fawn slept. To pick that home and that window to come in undetected and leave undetected seemed like the suspect knew Fawn. Police were able to build a DNA profile of the suspect using the evidence from the crime scene, which was entered into the CODIS DNA database maintained by the FBI, but for years there was no match. For 3 decades, the case went cold until recently, when the authorities employed advanced genetic DNA testing methods. Genetic genealogy is when the suspect's DNA is used and traced back through relatives' family trees who have uploaded their DNA in the public DNA databases, narrowing the search to the suspect. On the 9th of November 2020, it was announced that the person responsible for taking Fawn's life was her own cousin, Donald Cox Jr., who was described as a troubled individual. He passed away in 2006 from overdosing on illicit substances. Although there won't be any justice served on Donald, Felisa said it's a relief there's closure. The answers aren't always what we're asking for, but there's closure.